Welcome to the 5th edition of Spartan Barcelona, hosting a Spartan Beast event in 2018, also doubling up as the Spanish National Championships. 8,000 athletes entered at the moment. Registration, reshaping of the hairstyle, and of course the obligatory tattoo before the event gets underway. Ángel Sanz is head of Spartan Race Spain. He says, for me, the Spartan race is always the perfect opportunity to create a life-changing experience. When we do this sport, the obstacle course can be seen as a metaphor for life itself. And surely the best way to conquer life's obstacles is as a team, and there are plenty of teams here. Sanz saying the one fact that stood the test of time is that to improve yourself, it hurts. When you go to the gym and you do weights or you go for a long run, you ache, you're stiff afterwards. That's exactly what's happened here. You've got to hurt to gain. He says getting tougher mentally means getting out of your comfort zone, and that usually hurts. Spartan hurts. The suffering apparently makes you tougher. Now, this is an event that started in America, but few countries are as enthusiastic as the Spanish. The defending champion and a man unbeaten in the Spanish series so far this year is 30-year-old Albert Soleil. Natalia Gurchenkova of Russia is one of the best in the women's field, a brilliant orienteer. To win, you need speed, skill, stamina, strength, and the ability to cope with pain.
Va a haber que arrastrarse, va a haber que sangrar, va a haber que saltar muros, pero da igual lo que nos encontremos, no importa cuántas veces nos caigamos, nos vamos a seguir levantando y vamos a seguir luchando, porque nosotros somos espartanos. ¡Espartanos! ¿Cuál es vuestro oficio?
I think they're ready to go. 20 kilometres, 30 to 35 obstacles in the Beast event. Soleil straight out in front. Håkansson is his main contender. He's a big man, bare-chested today. And Alejandro Sampajara is another of the top competitors. He's wearing black and yellow. We'll see him at some stage as the race develops. But Soleil always goes hard early on. And the first, he buys himself that little look at the obstacle. He's free to move, free to go where he wants. And just keeping a few metres advantage over the big Sebastian Håkansson. The log carry, and remember, the logs are the same size for men and women. Ona Sociats, the leading woman at the moment, she's had a very good start. Just a little bit smaller and lighter than Natalia Gurchenkova. Gurchenkova used to the trail, she won't give up, just wait for her opportunity. Felipe Castella in third place in the women's, just 30 seconds or so off second place. And it's a long log carry. The women, remember, exactly the same course. Any failure incurring burpees. Soleil is a rare visitor to the burpee centre. Håkansson still hot on his tail. Anabel Fidalgo Lopez working well. Very tight between the leading three men. Different techniques on all the exercises. I guess the key at this stage is to save the arms as much as possible. The spear throw. So many fail here. One attempt to get it to stick in. Well, that's a failure from Sociat. Gurchenkova can't do it either. Filipa Castella is next to arrive at the spear throw. Getting the spear balanced is the key, otherwise it drops away. Castella failing. An opportunity for Salas to move into the top three. That's a really nice throw, beautifully balanced. And Lara Salas into the top three. Soleil still leading the men's. He's got 20-25 metres over Håkansson. No mistakes can be afforded, but he seldom makes them. Fidalgo Lopez, wow, he's working hard. Technique on all these exercises, so important. No opportunity to practice. Ona Sociats under the log, now the barbed wire. For once in your life, a bald head is an advantage. And that's why. Ow! Gachenkova getting a few valuable seconds back. She's a good thinker, Gachenkova, always looks for the high point of the wire. She must weigh 10 kilos more than Sosiats. That's not an advantage when it comes to the 20k. Salas went from 4th to 3rd on the spear throw, but is now being pushed by Filipa Castella. Now, Spanish events are always inclusive, and Spartan Care is an event for para-athletes, and it is for some the most inspirational event of the weekend.
Spartan Care es la evidencia.
San says Spartan Care shows that our event is much more than an obstacle course race. What we want to show is that we care about the environment and our community, and that's not just words. We demonstrate this with real actions. Proyecto Daniel is a Spartan community initiative through which we raise funds for research into finding cures for rare diseases. The second is our partnership with the Red Cross. Part of this is a program to collect toys for Christmas, and another is the integration of refugees into work. The third initiative is the Pegasus Foundation, featuring David Rodriguez. He's a person with severely reduced mobility, and this year he's going to do the whole Spartan series. And he certainly inspires the children who have similar problems to live their lives in a different way. And we've also got an auction which sells items to the Spartan community, things that they couldn't get from anywhere else. And this helps raise funds for the NEXE Foundation and provides education and healthcare for children with disabilities. A huge challenge for the athletes themselves, but a really motivating event for all those that get involved. For some, more satisfying than doing the main event.
Spartan Care es una actitud.
Spartan Care is an attitude, says Sanz, an attitude of service towards the community. We want to make a difference. Back to the Spartan Beast event. Remember, it's 20 kilometers, 30 obstacles in all, requiring different skill sets, different mindsets as well, but the same can-do attitude. Fail any one, and you pay the price with burpees. Power to weight ratio, crucial. Upper body strength, essential. Many reduced to a walk early on in the competition, but not Albert Soleil. He led from the first metre and is gradually pulling clear of the rest of the field. Hawkinson, his nearest rival at the moment, under the first log, over the second. Energy starting to go from the big man, and he's got the company of Anibal Fidalgo Lopez. Now, will those two work together and close the gap on the leader? Alejandro Sampayara, he's not far off the lead either. There's plenty of water, and it's all varying shades of brown. The Spartan Kids event, 3 distances in all, involving kids from as young as 4 up to 15.
La Spartan Race de los mayores,
the children take part on the Spartan course, which is specially modified, taking into account their ages, abilities and size. They learn lots of things like companionship and teamwork, and they benefit from the solidarity between all the Spartan athletes. This is Mali Lima Molina, only 5 years old, and she's already a veteran of Spartan events. She's done 12 Spartan Kids events already. This event provides a healthy and wholesome environment, and he wants his children to grow up surrounded by people like this, as well as having a little bit of that warrior spirit.
Espartanos, ¿cuál es vuestro oficio?
Well, that's how to make sure they get involved when they're just a little bit older and can make their own decisions and choices. Just 5, remember? And already moving like a champion. Number 13 completed. Well, let's get back to the elite. And as the race goes on, more and more athletes having to go to the burpee square. Not so often for Ona Sociats, the leading woman. She's pulled a good minute clear of Natalia Gachenkova now, her main rival. Gachenkova again, thinking well, going to the edge of the netting. Laura Salacera still in 3rd place, but being challenged again by Filippa Costella. And Costella still looking relatively fresh. As you can see, the techniques change, but the requirement for upper body strength is consistently high. Albert Soleil up to the cargo netting and over the container, and Håkansson can just about see his competitor. This is a new obstacle, the Olympus. Again, arm strength all important. Over the scramble next from Håkansson, chased now by Anabel Fidalgo. No foot is allowed to touch the ground. You can see the climbers amongst the field, that brilliant power to weight ratio. Sampa, that's one way of doing it. Obviously done his time in the military. And time gained, a precious 5 seconds. The elite is all about individual performances. That's not the case for the Hurricane Heat 12. Now, the Hurricane Heat 12 is an improvement or a tougher version of the Hurricane Heat standard, which was 4 to 6 hours. The 12, obviously, a 12-hour event. And the Hurricane Heat event came about after Hurricane Irene, which forced cancellation of an event way back in 2011 in the United States. But 150 people turned up to defy the weather conditions. Everyone was teamed up with a stranger. The course on that occasion was designed to break you. The aim then is just to finish. There are no times, no chips. You've just got to finish with your team. Easier said than done. You have to take a certain amount of equipment with you because of the length of race. And you can guarantee that you count your burpees not in 10s but in 100s by the end of the day. If you want to ache for a week, this is the event to do. If you want to make friends for life, it's also the event to do. The Hurricane Heat 12. Those on the Spartan Beast still have 10 obstacles or so to go. Soleil and Sociats are the 2 leaders, but a single mistake could change things. Welcome back to Spartan Barcelona, a beast event designed this year, 20 kilometres of running, Ona Sociats has been in a class of her own so far in the women's event. Up onto the cargo netting, over the container and down the other side. Here's her main rival, Gachenkova. She's got to raise her game in the last third if she wants to challenge for the win. No mistakes so far from Sociats. On now to Olympus. One of the first athletes to have her feet high, and it seems to make life pretty easy. But someone her build, that probably is the way to go. Gachenkova now, the Russian orienteer, up and over the container. Still in third place is Laura Salas. Careful placement of the foot, costing a second or so each time. Gachenkova struggling. Well, I'm pretty sure that left foot hit the ground. If so, she's heading for burpees. She is. Has a quick look at the judges. Solas, an opportunity to gain some ground on second place. Nice technique so far, good strength. A little bit of rhythm needed, swing the body left to right. And then one more reach for the bell. Again, good technique from Salas. Technically, she's done really well today, and that's held her in the top three. The longer the race goes on, the harder the obstacles become. Everyone has an obstacle that they like. Everyone has an obstacle that they don't. The volunteers, crucial of course. They play a fantastic role, but they have a good time as well.
La verdad, la idea de ser voluntario está muy buena.
Being a volunteer, says this young man, is it's really good, really enjoyable to watch the people taking part and encourage them. Trouble is, it's making me want to take part next year. Well, there are plenty of former volunteers now racing, and a really nice touch in the volunteers are asked to hand out the medals at the end of the day. David Rodriguez still battling on with his team. They've done well. The course designers have found the hardest possible route. It's a perfect venue. Some 850 hectares to play with. Some athletes finding strength they never knew they had. Soleil still making it look easy as he crosses the multi-rig. Again, no mistakes. And he maintains his lead as he closes in on the finish. Hawkinson has done great work. He lost about 20 seconds in the first 10 minutes of the competition, and he's still not far behind. Size isn't everything. Soleil is a small man, only 62 kilos or so. This is Alejandro Thampa, who's moved himself up into third place ahead of Anibal Fidalgo. But he's got problems with the leg. He's had cramp for the last 15 minutes or so. Doing well to battle on. Fidalgo. He's struggling as well. The finger strength has gone. He won't be the first to fail on the multi-rig. Won't be the last. Well, even Ona Sociats, the leader in the women's event, she can afford to smile because she's got over a minute and a half now over Gachenkova. Gachenkova already failed, remember, on Olympus. That cost her valuable time, made all the difference in the challenge for the win. Great effort from the Russian. But in the end, Sociats just too efficient over the early obstacles. They always promise a bit of fire, and it comes right at the end. For the second year in a row, Soler takes the win here in Barcelona. He's unbeaten in the Spanish series with just one race to go in Valencia. Håkansson takes second. He kept the pressure on. But Soler is not an easy man to beat. And a fantastic third place for Alejandro Samper. Pushed hard in the last third of the race. Delighted for Soler, his mate, to have taken the win.
Bueno, acabo de llegar aquí al final de la primera carrera de Spartan de Barcelona, Las Comas.
He says, well, I just made it to the finish line first. He managed to win, but he's already starting to plan his tactics and his training for the final event in Valencia. That should be a great race and a great party at the end of the season. The men's race is over. Ona Sociat's closing in on the finish line in the women's event. She's taken many, many male scalps with her performance today. Doesn't have to duck too far. Just a steady pace throughout. Just one failure on the multi-rig, but she's not stopped smiling for the last half hour or so. Absolutely superb. Caught a hair in the barbed wire early on. That didn't slow her down. She stormed to victory here in Barcelona. Gachenková, she fought and she fought and she fought. She failed on Olympus. That cost her any chance of victory. She'll be back. Third place going to Ana Filipa Castella. 3 hours 43:38. Over 10 minutes behind Ona Sociat's the winner.
Acabamos de correr la Spartan Kids de Barcelona, he quedado primera y ahora ya tengo la mente
We've just taken on Barcelona's Spartan Beast, says Sociat, and managed to win. It's given me confidence for the end of season race, which will be very fast, and she's looking to competing against the same women again. Fantastic level of competition, she says. Well, the elite are impressive, but the characters, the fun that's been had out there on the course, the determination, many achieving something they never thought was possible. Spartan Barcelona has delivered once again.